And a good Monday to you, Chief Meteorologist Tim Buckley, live with you, 6:30 here, as we get ready to tackle all that's going on in space with Artemis. We'll be showing you a lot of live pictures as it moves its way around the moon. Pretty fascinating stuff there, and we'll have a lot of that for you now through 8 o'clock. So we're going to be live with you on WFMY Plus for some of that extended coverage. But in the here and now, let's talk about your local triad weather. There's a lot going on, but at the same time, there's not that much going on. What do we mean? Well, let's explain. Right now we have some clouds moving into the area over Greensboro. It looks a little bit on the gloomy side. It didn't look like this just a couple of hours ago when we had lots of sunshine around the area. Temperatures are on the cooler side of things right now, only in the low 60s. We have low humidity as well, just a little bit of a wind and a little bit of a breeze at the moment. Looking around the region, you can see mid-60s locally at this time, right about 64 in Wilkesboro and Mount Airy, 65 in Reedsville here, and we have some low 60s scattered about the Piedmont also. In the North Carolina mountains, it is cool, but not terrible. We're in the 50s up that way right now. And let's kind of take a look together here at what's been going on with these clouds. It's obviously a lot cooler today than we were over the weekend. If we zoom out, you'll kind of see what's going on. We had a cold front that zoomed by us, and that's what cooled us off from the 80s where we were back on Friday and Saturday to the upper 60s yesterday, and then today where we just haven't gotten out of the 60s all day long. So what you have basically is this stalled out front over here along the coast. And then on the backside, you're getting a little bit of this moisture to kind of ride up and create some of these high level clouds, a bit of a cloud deck as we would call it. Not going to harm you, but what it could actually do, and let's kind of keep an eye on this. Sunset is happening nowadays at about 7:45. Let's see if those clouds are able or not to make any pretty colors. There's a live look around our region. Sometimes when you see a look such as this, it can turn all sorts of shades of pinks and purples if there's enough breaks in the clouds. So let's kind of keep an eye on that. About an hour and some change from now. So that's going to be where we're looking in the sky. In the meantime, we're talking about cooler weather. Cooler weather's here right now. Overnight tonight, we'll be cooling ourselves down from the 60s to the 50s and then going our way into the 40s toward tomorrow morning. So it's a cool evening of weather, but it's certainly not a terribly cold one. We'll be waking up to mid-40s for tomorrow morning around the area, and that's really just the beginning. It's just the beginning of a bit of a cool down. We're not all that cold tomorrow during the day. In fact, it's pleasant. It'll be fine. We're right around the 60s, okay? So it's pretty comfortable as we go into tomorrow. But what we will find is that there's actually another little bitty cold front. And as that approaches our area from the north and from the west, that's going to allow us to actually cool things down a little bit more. So here's how it happens. Right now we have the clouds ahead of this cold front. That front slides in going into tomorrow, as you see it right there. The cooler air is kind of lagging. So throughout the daytime, you're not going to feel it all that much. But tomorrow night, that's when that cold air really filters in. And around high pressure, this is where we're going to see some of that chill making its way in from the north. So tomorrow night, Wednesday night, both going to be cold. Both going to be cold for our area, and cold enough that we actually have to worry a little bit about some chill in the area. So let's take a look at this. Here's where I have us for low temperatures going into tomorrow night. Not this evening, we're in the 40s, but tomorrow night into Wednesday morning, looking like some upper 30s or so. Upper 30s or so. Might run around 37 or so for our coldest numbers up to the north. Colder than that in the North Carolina mountains, of course, but right around 38 to 39 with a bit of a breeze. That should allow most of us not to be frosty on our Wednesday morning. But here's a change. Going into Thursday morning, that's the one of this week. We might see some frost advisories issued. We could have some issues when it comes to cold enough to create a little bit of light patchy frost around the area. So this is something that wouldn't shock me one bit. Thursday morning having some frost or freeze concerns for us. So what do you do when it comes to protecting things when you have frosty weather out there? Well, a good idea for you coming into the next couple of nights would be go ahead and water those plants. You're going to water them during the day. Warmest part of the day is kind of smart, so think about like 3-4 o'clock in the afternoon. Give them a good soaking, then cover them up with some fabric. Nice and easy, doesn't have to be plastic. Fabric can work a little better because they can still breathe. But don't forget, in the following morning, take that fabric off. You want to wait to do that? No, you want to do it right away, because if you leave it on a little bit longer and that sun shines on it, you can actually start to cook some of those things. So you don't want to cook your flowers. We want to make sure they're doing nice and well, and you don't do more harm than good. On average, our last freeze of the year, which is 32 or lower, that's happening usually right around now. The first 10 days of the month of April are typically when we start to see that last 32-degree morning, and so this is pretty much to be expected, nothing too super out of the ordinary. What's going to be a problem throughout the rest of this week and beyond, as we look at the jet stream pattern here, you'll notice a lot of those warmer colors are filtering our way. You see that by the weekend? That's the ridge of high pressure flexing its muscle. And when that happens, boy, are we going to see a lot of warmth and a lot of dry weather. So we're in pretty big trouble when it comes to the drought. I think it'll get worse before it gets better. We're likely to see a lot of heat building back into the 80s by the weekend, and not likely to see much of any rainfall. So this is kind of the way it looks right now for rain in the Carolinas. You're not going to get any. Rain is not likely to happen anytime soon. And so not just for the next 5 days, not for the next 7 days, it's possible for the next 10 days we might not see any rainfall. So not good news when it comes to the drought here in the Carolinas. That's going to be somewhat of a problem. So let's watch that very carefully. Looking ahead, of course, as we go into the next couple of days, the pollen will continue to be a bit of an issue. High levels of pollen day by day through Thursday. It is that time of year after all. 7-day forecast. Let's take a look at the trends now. Hey, the hoppers are home tomorrow. Grasshoppers opening day, 6:30, downtown Greensboro. Are you ready? Are you excited for it? I hope so. It's going to be pretty nice. It'll be cool, of course, by the evening, but not all that bad. The coldest mornings, Wednesday and Thursday, will be in the 30s. And then as we go toward the weekend, temperatures will be back in the 80s. We've been above 80 degrees more often this year than any year since they started keeping track back at PTI. Stick around. Coming back, we're going to talk about the weather across the Carolinas. We'll also have some looks at the Artemis mission, where they are now, what they're doing, and what kind of scenes we could see.